cause I'm an island boy. I'm an island boy. Keep it like an I-1-1. Tell that boy you better keep that gun. I'ma do it while I'm staring at the sun. I'ma keep it like I'm sun gazing. I'll pull up Super Saiyan. Hey, stop playing to tap in, man.
If you're on TikTok, you might recognize these two.
Why did they delete your account?
Man, I'm locked up, they won't let me out. Yeah, I'm locked up, they won't let me out. Can you free me? They won't let me out. They can lock down, they won't take my account. I can come around, I can make no sound. Yeah, I'm locked up, they won't let me out. On the TikTok, police got my brother. They won't let him out, just let him out. Man, I'm locked up, they won't let me out.
Well, this part kind of came true for one half of this duo. Now, you might know them as the Island Boys. Now, while their hair and insane amount of tattoos might catch your attention, one half of that group grabbed the attention of the Collier County Sheriff's Office when he was picked up on gun and drug charges. I'm Elizabeth Millner for Law and Crime. We're heading to Southwest Florida for this one. Despite being best known as Island Boys, these 23-year-olds obviously have real names, Frankie and Alex Venegas.
Hey, it's the Island Boys, how y'all doing? What's up, y'all? Hey, I want to give a special shout out to Steve Galanis for letting this party happen, and a special shout out to Mike Farrell and Jackie for letting it happen in his crib. And I want to say happy birthday to the birthday boy Trey. Trey too, turning 24. Say happy birthday! Hey, Island Boys, we got something for y'all too. Cause I'm an island boy trying to make it. Oh, cause I'm an island boy. Hey, I'm an island boy. I'm a Kiwi boy. I'm a Kiwi boy. Tell that boy, keep that gun. I'm just staring at the sun while I'm sun gazing. I'm trying to be the greatest. I'm like pulling Super Saiyan. I'm trying to be the greatest. Yeah. Cause I'm an island boy trying to make it. Oh, cause I'm an island boy. Hey, appreciate y'all. Happy birthday, Trey. Appreciate it. Yes, sir. Happy birthday, boy, man. Thank you for everyone letting stay here.
Alex is Fly Soldier and Frank, or Frankie, is Kodiak Red. Now, Frankie was riding in the car on Sunday when deputies noticed his girlfriend kept falling asleep at the wheel while at a stop sign. So they were pulled over. Deputies asked Frankie and his girlfriend to get out of the car, and they had a canine search the vehicle. Inside the car, deputies found a clear Ziploc bag with 5 oxycodone pills that was allegedly on the passenger side. The arrest report says Frankie was read his Miranda rights and was willing to answer questions. So when he was asked about the pills, he said that they weren't his and didn't know how they got there. But he said he had a prescription for oxycodone, but the prescription wasn't on him. According to the report, the deputy asked if he had a picture of his prescription or virtual access to it on his phone, but he couldn't find the proof. So deputies kept on searching the car when they found a handgun inside a brown handbag. Deputies say the gun was spray painted blue and the serial number was removed. They also found a plastic straw that was cut and a white powdery substance inside it. So you might get the picture of what that may have been used for. Frankie was arrested and charged with possession of a controlled substance and possessing, selling, or delivering a firearm with a serial number altered or removed. It's not his first brush with the law either. Last May, he was arrested for reckless driving, giving a fake ID to law enforcement. He was allegedly pretending to be his twin brother and operating a motor vehicle without a valid driver's license. His bond was just less than $1,000, just $800. Then a year before that arrest, he was arrested for domestic battery. At that time, deputies say he slapped his girlfriend in the face and pushed her into a shallow part of the pool where she hit her chin. Although he skated away from harsh punishment related to those charges, it's unclear if it'll be the same this time around. Frankie bonded out of jail. No plea was entered just yet for his case. He'll be arraigned at a later date. And of course, he had to update his 1.5 million followers on Instagram that he's okay.
Yo guys, I'm out, by the way. I just want to let y'all know I'm free. I know y'all saw the news and stuff like that, but I'm still doing promos and my hitting right now, smacking right now. So if y'all want to get a page post and a story post, I got you still for the low. Y'all hit me up in the DM, man. Stop playing. Brr. Yes, sir.
Hey, I know we have a lot of sponsors here at Law&Crime, and we appreciate you supporting them and, of course, supporting us. But we'd really like to know from all of you, what do you all like? We created a 5-question survey that takes less than 30 seconds to fill out. You tell us what kind of brands or products you use, which could make it super helpful to make sure we put the right companies in front of you. Also, if you fill out the survey, as a thank you, we'll randomly select 5 people and send you free Law&Crime t-shirts. So please fill out the survey at lawandcrime.com/survey. It'll take less than 30 seconds and you could win some free Law&Crime merch. I'm joined now by criminal defense attorney Mauricio Padilla. Mauricio, it's always great to see you and thank you so much for joining me. What's your reaction to Frankie Venegas' arrest?
I mean, I can't say that I'm surprised considering the type of stuff that they put on Instagram and the type of persona that they portrayed. I'm not shocked that he got arrested. I will say that I have tried cases in Naples, and I would say that it's probably the worst places to get arrested for a crime in Florida. Naples and Polk County, I don't think that's a good thing for him. I understand that he was charged with possession of oxycodone pills and a firearm with an altered serial number. That in combination with, I've never researched, given it the importance to research his criminal history, but I have seen on Instagram where he's been bragging about how many times he's been arrested and his like that he's a criminal, and that in combination with these charges are not going to be good for him. I think they're going to be looking for a prison sentence.
It does feel that because he has been arrested for, domestic battery or just driving recklessly, that it does feel like these are potentially serious charges. And just kind of going off that and just piggybacking off what you had just said there, how serious is it in reality for him that, he is a social media star, quote unquote, but, given that he's been able to kind of skate away from the law a little bit, do you think that he's taking this seriously now?
I mean, it depends who's representing him, but if he was my client in that initial conversation, I would have to let him know how serious this is. He is in a very bad predicament because he has made himself like a public figure, and a public figure that basically flaunts law enforcement, does whatever he wants. So if there's ever been a case where, a division chief is going to want a higher plea deal or, to not take it easy on someone, it's going to be someone like him. I'm sure people in the state attorney's office there are already chomping at the bits to get at somebody like him.
And if this was just a one-off instance, if he didn't have these prior arrests beforehand, do you think that he would be kind of facing the same, punishment in a way? We don't know what that would be right now, but, say this was a one-off instance, what would he be looking at if, he was arrested for the same charges?
In my opinion, if you've never had any problems with the law, zero criminal history, and you get busted with oxycodone pills and a firearm with an altered serial number in Naples, I still think you're looking at prison. That's because the way they are there. With someone that has a significant criminal history, even if it's for nonviolent, even though I believe he was arrested for domestic violence, but if you have any kind of criminal history, it starts to mount from there. So I can't imagine a situation where they're going to be wanting to give him a deal. The problem is, listen, when you have a firearm with an altered serial number, that's it. Like you're categorized as a criminal. And there's really very little reason that you would have a firearm with an altered serial number. The judge doesn't have to think about whether you are a gangster or not. You're definitely a gangster because why would you have a firearm with an altered serial number? As a matter of fact, it's pretty stupid, even if you are someone that commits crime, to have something like that. And that's something that even the criminals that have that would have that secretly stashed away, because people that are criminals that know about the laws that they're breaking understand how serious an offense that is. You brag about being a delinquent, you're obviously not a delinquent. Just because you've amassed a bunch of arrests, that's not something that you should be proud of. And I think that he definitely is. Don't ask me why it's in my algorithm, but I have seen him bragging about his arrest, and he really looks stupid when he does it. Now you're in a position where the powers that be are going to be like, oh, you want to brag about being a criminal? Okay, be a criminal. And I'll tell you one thing, jail and prison is not going to be easy for somebody like him. All 120 pounds of him. It's not going to be easy.
Given your familiarity kind of with the district attorneys over there, how much time could he be looking at as far as jail time goes?
I don't want to be, just giving uninformed estimates, but I would say that he's looking at a prison sentence. I don't want to theorize. And I will say that I have tried cases there in recent times. And I will say that when you're picking a jury in the Naples area, it's clear that you're in Naples and that those juries are not defendant friendly. And I think any lawyer that has tried cases there would mimic what I'm saying. That's not a place that you want to take something to trial, unless you really have to.
And say Frankie Venegas calls you up and is like, Mauricio, I kind of need you to help defend me here. What kind of conversations would you be having with him if he was your client?
I would tell him, talk to your parents because it's going to cost you a lot of money. I would represent him if he had the money, but The first thing that I would talk to him about is the severity of it, because I'm assuming someone like him doesn't understand the severity of the situation that he's in. That's a lot of the initial conversation that I have with most of my clients, is to have a realistic idea of what they're facing, what they're charged with. You know, some attorneys just want to cheerleader. They want to focus about the positive things about the case. They don't want to focus on the negative things. I'm the opposite. I like to say the bad things right up front because I like to get that out in the open. And so the conversation that I would have with this gentleman is, number one, the mistakes that he made in this case. And then also, I'm assuming that he's incapable of shutting up on social media because it could only get worse. He's definitely a candidate for, if they gave him a bond, he's definitely a candidate to make a mistake, cross state lines without asking for permission, get busted smoking weed. Like, just those are things that I would predict someone like him would do.
Oh, I can't even imagine too. And then when we talk about,
literal.
Internet famous people or TikTok famous people for that matter, what do you think the fascination is that we as the public kind of have with them?
Listen, it's just like nowadays, like people turn, they have a hard day's work and they go home and they watch My 600-Pound Life. People are attracted to negative things in the world. They're attracted to people that are, buffoons, or that they're just so silly. And I remember when they first went viral, him and his brother singing in the hot tub, it was ridiculous. It's ridiculous because they thought that they were looking good and people were just clowning them. And then eventually they performed at Live. I saw the video. I don't know whether they thought that how that was going to go in their minds. I don't know if they thought that it was going to go any other way than it did, but they booed them off the bar where they were performing on the bar. So I don't know if that was a reality check for them, but other internet famous people have used them to continue to gain notoriety, because it's like if you look at something and you think it smells bad and you smell it anyways. People can't look away. They have to continue to look at these guys no matter what they do. And I think that they've like made money like crossing lines. No matter what, they want people to continue to look at them. It's like how Tekashi 6ix9ine became famous by doing, clowning and pushing the envelope on social media, because at the end of the day, whether somebody's looking at you, laughing at you, hating at you, they're looking at you and you're getting views. So that's the thing with social media. No matter what, if you're looking at something, you're doing them a favor.
Yeah, and what did they say that, no, there's no such thing as bad PR because, PR is PR essentially there. Yeah.
There's no such thing as bad PR until the moment that you're faced with a situation like this in a place like Naples, that people are going to be like, okay, because they're looking now. They're going to go back and they're going to look. They probably took his phone. Knowing a guy like him, he probably gave him the code. They're downloading his phone, checking out who he bought the pills from. I'm sure his WhatsApps are not deleted and they're just out there like looking at everything in his phone. The tentacles of the law enforcement investigation are going out to find out who'd you buy the pills from? Who'd you buy the gun from? So if I had to guess, he's probably going to become an informant and just give people up.
And do you see a case like this going to trial? I know it's just gun and drug charges, but do you see this actually getting in front of a jury, or do you think possibly a plea deal will happen? What do you think the outcome will be here?
I could only speculate based on the type of person that he is, because he doesn't look like he's rational. I don't know who's going to be calling the shots, him or his parents, but somebody like him may be like, yeah, he wants a trial because he wants the publicity. That'll be publicity in and of itself. And then not understanding the ramifications, like it's bad already. You take it to trial and you lose, it's going to be way worse. You can get 2x, 3x. So, but I've represented people that are like, starved for attention, starved for social media attention. And that's been a battle that I've had to deal with in my career, is talking to certain clients about the possibilities of taking something to trial. And even if you want the publicity, if you're risking years of your life, you really got to think about the decision that you're making to take something to trial. So I don't know. It's going to depend on who's calling the shots there.
Yeah, absolutely, especially given that these are serious charges here, that he's not just probably going to skate away from this, probably like his other criminal cases there. Mauricio Padilla, I want to thank you so much for your insight into this.
Thanks so much for having me. It's always a pleasure and nice seeing you.
Great having you on. Thank you again, Mauricio, for your time today. Online court records show Frankie Venegas' next court hearing, which is his arraignment, will be held on March 17th. Reporting for Law and Crime, I'm Elizabeth Millner.